How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing: always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid. It ended up posting a green day, but as far as the price action is concerned, there's some things we need to take into consideration. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the chart, and we're also going to be taking a look at the short interest information. And if you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description if you want to make navigation easy for yourself. So let's get into those videos, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts afterwards. So we're going to take a look at the chart for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $14.70, being up 0.62%. On the low, it tested $13.86, and then on the high, testing $14.75. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 17.332 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 14.345 million shares. So we had above average volume on the day, and we saw some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, the first thing I'm going to bring to your attention, we did end up forming a lower low and as well as a lower high, even though we did post up a green day. And this is very significant going into tomorrow, and the reason being is we broke below $14 and saw a low at $13.86. If you guys remember what I said in my previous videos, and which you should know already, we have the 52-week low at $13.25. And knowing that September is a volatile month, there's a strong likelihood we will revisit this 52-week low, so don't be surprised if we go there. If you want to see continued strength out of this stock, not only does Lucid have to form another higher low, so preferably if it can have support at $14 going into tomorrow, then you'd want to see a push going back to $15. And I know many of the bulls would be agreeing with me on that. And if we're able to get to 15, we make that move to 15.29, which is a level that I talked about in previous videos. And then you want to see if it can get to the 9 EMA at 15.45. If it can get to this level, then we can see if it wants to go on an uptrend. But in my personal opinion, trading below all of our major moving averages and the continuation of lower lows and as well as lower highs, we could see some more downside pressure. Now let's take a look at the short interest. So we're going to take a look at the recent short interest information for Lucid. So the off exchange short volume ratio is at 53.27%, and then for the off exchange short volume, it was just over 3.26 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 8,000, updated 6 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 11.09%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the second, it is at 61.62, and then for the close of the sixth being at 53.27. So that is quite the decrease right there. And then when we take a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 20.68%, Lucid does continue to have short squeeze potential. So for my final thoughts for Lucid, when it comes to the price action, like I stated, it is very key for it to hold up $14. If it's unable to do that, then we could see it getting near that 52-week low at $13.25, and it could actually get there as well depending on the volatility we see for the month of September. We already know that it's one of the weakest months throughout the entire year for the stock market. And another thing that we need to take into consideration if you're looking for some upside in the short term, Lucid needs to reclaim $15 and then make a further move to the levels that I talked about when we were examining the charts. And plus on top of that, you want to make sure that it's able to form a higher low. So most preferably, the lowest you want to see it go to for tomorrow is $14 right on the dot. Keep in mind, it did break through 14 overall on the day, and I know you guys have been prepared for that because I've been speaking about it for quite some time considering the volatility we have in the markets. So overall, it's definitely going to be an interesting day going into tomorrow. We have Jerome Powell that's going to be speaking at 9:10 a.m. and in taking a look at the chart for Lucid and knowing that it's still showing some bearish price action, it did form a lower low and as well as a lower high, so we can't ignore that. So as far as what's going to be going down, if the market decides to have a further pullback, I'm expecting to see that out of Lucid. But if we have a strong move to the upside, that's where you can look for those price levels that I spoke about. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll continue to keep you guys inside of the loop. We'll talk soon.